Ultimate U Medical, License speaking.
Hi, and welcome to Ultimate U Medical. I'm Dr. Kathleen Smith. I'd like to introduce you to some of the exciting procedures available to you here. To start with, let's talk about an exciting new way to manage pain, not utilizing a single narcotic or any addictive substances. It's called platelet-rich plasma, PRP for short, and it works. What we do is we draw your blood. Then we extract the platelets and the mesenchymal stem cells from the blood. Then we augment that natural healing response of these cells by up to 500-fold. This procedure works whether you've had pain for 30 years or 30 days.
I was preparing for the Nevada State bodybuilding competition and had a tear in the inner head in my hamstring. A few famous athletes had already got this procedure done, and it was fairly new, and I heard very good results with it, and I got actually pretty amazing results to where I was back in the gym in just 2 weeks after a hamstring tear. That's a very rapid recovery, and it's very simple and safe, and that's what really turned me onto it. It really promotes the natural healing process of your own cells, letting your own body and your own blood do the work.
I was in a car accident, and my foot was on the brake when we got hit. It caused a tear in my labrum of my right hip that ended up causing problems in my back to my lower discs, L5, L4, and S1 as well. So surgery was kind of out of the question due to finances and insurance and stuff like that. I figured, let's give PRP a shot. It had saved me from knee surgery, so I thought, why not save me from back and hip surgery as well? So as of right now, it's saved me from 3 surgeries, and today we're gonna go ahead and do the back. Where medicine is going is amazing. Instead of taking a chemical or something that they're not sure how your body's gonna react to it, everybody's got different reactions to different chemicals. They're taking something that's already inside your body. Your body's going to react fine to it. It's already in there, and it's regenerating and fixing itself. I love it for a few reasons. First of all, it's your own body healing itself. I also really love the fact with PRP that it's not a Band-Aid fix. It's not covering up pain, it's fixing it. It's actually healing the problem instead of just putting a Band-Aid and masking the pain. It's pretty precise right about here. But it seems to go down like almost into my S1.
Okay,
And then up a little bit to the muscles.
let's do this one first. Did you feel that one?
Not at all. It's night and day. I feel the difference almost instantly from being in pain to within a week, 2 weeks later, I'd say 80% better. And then as time went on, it's, as good as new. I think probably better than what I've seen people get from actual having surgery.
So this last winter, skiing, I came off a jump and landed badly. I snapped my collarbone. Went to urgent care to have it checked out and got an x-ray. And sure enough, I had shattered my collarbone into about 5 pieces. I was told that surgery was required. I would take about 6 to 8 weeks. Most of that I would be off of work. I would be in a sling and have very limited mobility. And then another 6 to 8 weeks of physical therapy and rehab before I had full use of my arm again. Under the program with Dr. Smith, we did do the PRP injections once a week for 4 weeks. After 2.5 weeks, I had full mobility of my arm, and at 3.5 weeks, I was lifting weights with no pain and no restrictions. So it's been about 9 months. I have no issues whatsoever. Full recovery.
I was having some back problems and was in a lot of pain, and so I went to go see my family doctor. And after doing some x-rays, we decided that it was going to be time for me to have surgery with the bulging discs in my lower back. I realized that I did not want to have surgery. My parents had had surgery, my grandmother had had surgery, and neither of them were ever the same. So we opted for PRP. The very next day, I was able to exercise again. The result of using PRP was so amazing to see that my own body was repairing itself, and PRP is well worth the cost. You have your life and not be in pain and just smile and have a joyful life.
Some years ago, I was experiencing very severe neck pain and back pain. The neck pain also radiated down both arms, back pain radiating down both legs. At that time, I was diagnosed using MRI with herniated discs. I went through conservative treatment, anti-inflammatories, prednisone, physical therapy, and it was okay for a while. I was able to tolerate the pain. Starting about a year and a half ago, the pain came back very severe. And it was just getting very depressing. I just couldn't do my regular, needed and enjoyable activities. So I told Dr. Smith's son, John, what I was experiencing, and he mentioned PRP therapy. And at first, I thought, maybe it was just a fad or wouldn't really work. And then I looked it up, did some research, and I found that it was FDA approved, and the results, for the most part, were very satisfactory. I had the back done first, and the procedure was approximately 10 to 15 minutes long. And in about 9 to 10 days, I had no more back pain. As far as the back was concerned, I felt like I was 18 years old again. I've gone back to my regular activities. Then about 2 weeks later, I had the neck done. No more pain. No more pain anywhere, no more radiation of the pain. I really couldn't believe it. If it didn't happen to me, I wouldn't believe it.
Estaba pasando por un dolor muy fuerte en mi columna debido a un accidente que había tenido. No podía caminar, sentía bastante dolor y no podía ni dormir bien por el dolor tan intenso que tenía. No podía hacer nada de trabajo porque no podía mover, no podía caminar. Estuve mucho tiempo fuera de trabajo. Absolutamente muy buen tratamiento. Inmediatamente me cortó el dolor y volví a mi trabajo enseguida, a los 2-3 días. Muy bien, no me ha vuelto el dolor después del tratamiento de PRP.
Now I'd like to introduce you to our hormone replacement therapy. This is a program where we balance all your hormones. We find any deficiencies and correct them, always maintaining the normal physiologic ranges of these hormones. We check you every 6 months, and in doing so can prevent the harmful effects of overuse of hormones. If you're experiencing excessive fatigue, loss of memory, problems with your mood, depression, sleep patterns that are irregular, loss of libido, weight gain, these are all signs of hormone imbalance and can be corrected. I'd like to introduce you to John, who can tell you about his experience with hormone balancing.
Well, I've been a professional dancer for 20 years now, and I work with guys 10 years younger than me, and I was having trouble with my energy and keeping my body the way it needs to be. So I came in and met with Dr. Smith. I got blood work done, and she prescribed testosterone for me. The results have been great. My energy's up, my body's back to where it needs to be, and yeah, it's overall been great.
In fact, the overall quality of your life, the energy you feel, and the lifespan you live are all increased by 20% with hormone replacement therapy. In patients with arthritis, whether it be rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis, PRP in many cases can either halt the progression of the arthritis or in some cases reverse the deterioration caused by this. Please meet Bruce, who will share with you his experience.
Good morning. Thanks for coming. Can I bring you a cup of coffee?
Yes.
Okay. Working at the restaurant, everything is hands. You're doing everything with your hand, especially your right hand. Here we go. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for sharing your day with me. The pain not only affects your hand, but it affects everything that you do. Just two of you?
Yeah, he should be here soon.
I was so sore and stiff, couldn't raise my arms up, couldn't do any of this. The carrying, my finger was so bad, this was so swollen, you just touch it. Now look at that, got everything that I needed to keep it working, keep me working. I love it. I had 2 injections, and the procedure was painless. There was some discomfort for the first day because there's a lot of fluid that is put in there. But after the first day, it was perfect. Hello, buddy. There we go. There you go. Okay, ready? You can see for yourself that the hand works freely. It's strong. I can use it again. I work here all the time, work at the restaurant all the time, and having the strength return to it, have it free of pain, have it move freely. Boy, I couldn't compliment Dr. Smith enough for what she's done for me. This has returned my life to me.
In some patients who've had extensive work done, such as hip and knee replacements, we're able to introduce amniotic stem cells with the PRP, and in that case, rebuild their cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. Here's Eric, who's had this procedure done.
I should have listened to my mother and never played football. I played football all through youth, from Little League football all the way through college, and just tore up my knee and tore up my knee and tore up my knee years and years and years, till finally it just became a point of bone-on-bone deterioration. I had over 25 arthroscopic surgeries on my knee before my first knee replacement. The first replacement didn't take. The bones were left twisted instead of straight up and down. So I spent a year in agony. A year later, they replaced it with my second replacement, and I got a staph infection from that. Then I had a third replacement. The third replacement lasted 3 or 4 years and became loose in the bone. So every step I took, the prosthetic was just rattling around. Then I had the fourth replacement. Now, the fourth replacement has been in for about 3.5, maybe 4 years now. But because of all of the trauma to my knee, the ligaments and the tendons were just totally shot. So my next question is, okay, then what is my solution? How do I get out of pain? And they said, easy, we cut your leg off. They were talking about an above-the-knee amputation. And I was seriously considering it. My quality of life had deteriorated to the point where I could no longer do any of the things that I really enjoy doing. I did some research on the internet, and something popped up regarding stem cells. And when I did Stem Cell Las Vegas, you popped up.
When Eric first came to me, I could tell he was dealing with a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety. He had just been given the diagnosis that another surgery might entail amputation of his leg above the knee. This was quite frightening to him. He had researched a lot of different programs and wanted to know what we might be able to do for him.
You explained the difference between just doing regular PRP with stem cell or PRP stem cell and adding amniotic stem cells to it, and what the difference would be. And as I understand it, as I understand the way you explained it to me, by adding the amniotic stem cells, it increased the price a little bit. However, it also increased the healing power by 500%. So after much consideration, I figured, what have I got to lose? You told me it would be 6 months before I really felt any difference. That wasn't true. It was about 3 months, and I started to feel a difference. The swelling started to go down, and it's been about 9 months now, and I would have to say the ligaments and tendons have regenerated right in the 85 to 90% range. I no longer use a cane. Okay, before the treatment on my knee, whenever I wanted to play with Henry here, I had to do it standing up or sitting in my chair because I could never get down like this. I couldn't bend my knees like this. I had to keep my knee straight out. If I did get on the floor, there was no way that I could sit like this. There was no way that I could get up on my knees like this. And there was certainly no way that I could stand up like that, because the pain was absolutely excruciating. So one of the ways it's changed things, made my dog a lot happier.
We're pushing the frontiers of PRP medicine utilizing stem cells, and the new technologies that we are advancing here are very rewarding when we see results such as Eric's.
The quality of life You know, if I was a dog, they would have put me down by now, before this. But the quality of life has just changed so much because of the stem cells, and I have no one to thank more for it than you. You are just, as far as I'm concerned, a wonder worker.
I'm very proud of the work we do at Ultimate U Medical. Thank you for coming in. I do look forward to meeting you.
Ultimate U Medical, Rosin speaking.
Welcome to Ultimate U Medical. We look forward to serving your needs here at our new location. Our new offices are much larger. This will allow us to provide all our regular treatments and bring in specialists who can meet your needs with some exciting new services. Ultimate U will continue to focus on delivering relief from pain with the amazing platelet-rich plasma treatment. We call it PRP for short, and our results have exceeded our expectations. PRP is a new form of immune therapy which enhances your body's own ability to heal itself. Here are some examples of how PRP has worked for some of our patients.
Busted it up in 1970-something was the first time, and the last time was in the 90s. And I've had 2 different operations. It's been messed up 5 different times. It was to the point where it was so bad that the VA told me I had to have a knee replacement. My problem with that is once they cut, you can't uncut it. A friend of mine, she was going down to Dr. Smith, and she said it was helping her quite a bit, and I said, okay, maybe I'll try it.
Richard was seeing the results I was having with my PRP treatment after the first one. He took me for my second PRP treatment and spoke with the doctor, and at that point they started treatment on his knee.
So I'm extremely happy with the results. Like I say, I've got almost no pain whatsoever now compared to what I did have. I've never had a bad day where I couldn't walk on it since the first session. And like I say, I'm looking forward to the second session being totally pain-free.
I was in a motorcycle accident and I have herniated discs from that in C5, 6, and 7. I had platelet-rich plasma with human growth hormone injected into my neck around C5, 6, and 7. My migraines have gotten a lot less and my sleep patterns are much better. I'd like to get it done again because it's not perfect yet. When we do the PRP injections, it's essentially healing your body with your body. So I really like that concept. It's very organic to me.
I was playing in an indoor men's soccer league and I was the goalie and the ball was in the box and it was an intense play, a bunch of players trying to score, and I went sliding in to get the ball, and before I even stood up I knew something was wrong and laid there and ended up getting an MRI done on it, and I had a torn MCL. The orthopedic doctor wanted to do surgery on it, which they were saying was the only option, and it was going to be quite the procedure and quite a recovery time. I heard about Dr. Smith through a friend in the PRP injections, so I went to her to see as an option and decided to go that route. The outcome was even better than I could have imagined. It was phenomenal. The injury I did in the end of March, we started the PRP injections in April. We did 3 sets of them, and June 9th on my wedding anniversary, I climbed Angel's Landing at Zion National Park with my wife. So that was only a matter of months later, which is no easy feat.
I was in a grocery store and I went down to a lower shelf to get the product that I wanted. And when I tried to get up, or when I got up, I just felt this terrible pain in my lower back. I went to my local doctor and told him, and he gave me some kind of pain pills that didn't work. And after that, my back kept getting worse and worse, so he referred me to, I think it was an orthopedic surgeon. And all they did was give me stronger pain pills, and it kept getting worse, and the pills weren't working anymore. My husband realized that it wasn't going away, so he started doing research, and in doing so, he found Dr. Smith.
I had immediate trust in her for some reason. It's just she came across that way to me. And I've dealt with so many people in my life, and I don't say that very often, but I just had good vibes from her.
And we decided to go ahead and do the PRP. And right after that, I started getting better and better. It took a little while, but I'm now pain-free. And I just can't thank her enough for saving my life and my life, my marriage, everything.
I had no idea that this would take like it did with Marilyn. It's really amazing. So now I'm a believer, and that's what it took for me to believe, but I do. Hey, if you're at a crossroads, you got a problem like we did, and you've got to choose between regular medicine, pills, surgery, or trying this, to me it's a no-brainer. It's like, it's not that expensive to try, and if it works, for example, if this one shot works for the rest of her life, it's like, what a bargain.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Great. So we're going to do your hands again?
Yes. It's been about 2 years since my last injection, and I've been very pleased because it's given me great pain relief.
Excellent, excellent.
But lately, it's just been kind of breaking through.
Okay.
And so I think I'd like to have another one.
All right. And that's just about the right amount of time to redo a lot of these injections. About 2 to 3 years, patients need to have it reinforced.
That's great because with my work, 8 to 10 hours, plus I like to garden, and so it's pretty important to me to have pain relief.
Let's go over the sites again.
See where it's swollen?
Yes, definitely. How about on the top or right in here?
Yeah, a little bit down.
Good. Anything on this side at all?
No.
Okay, good. Anything down lower here?
No.
In that joint? Okay. 3 on that side, and we'll do 3 on the other. The first thing I'm going to be doing is the lidocaine injections to numb the site. The ethyl chloride spray topically numbs it, and then I place a little bit of lidocaine in there.
Okay.
That doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want to go right in there.
Can you
See it filling up that space?
Can you see the arthritis?
Mm-hmm, you sure can.
Oh.
Yeah, you really can. Do you still feel it?
No.
Good.
Wow. I like this technique.
Okay, John, if you'll just get some Band-Aids. I don't think she needs more than just a couple of Band-Aids on there.
And those are my own platelets, huh? Coming right back there. Now, will I have some pain afterwards?
Yeah, you'll be a little bit sore.
Okay.
But not badly.
Okay.
It won't be bad.
I've been in athletics all my life. I started when I was a young kid in military school, and I was out for the wrestling and the football and the basketball and stuff like that. And later on in my life, I got into kind of professional athletics. There was a show back in the 1990s called American Gladiators. I was picked as one of 20, ended up being the champion. Then I went on and became a stuntman. I was in the Batman show. I was Batman for Six Flags, and then I got into wrestling. And in 1999, I received a contract from Vince McMahon when it was WWF. I was wrestling a match with somebody who wasn't quite experienced, and he's about 260 pounds, 6'4", and he decided to do what we call a drop kick, where he jumps up and kicks his opponent, and you both land on different areas. Well, he didn't land the right way, and he was wearing a high-tech boot, and it hit me on the bottom of my left tricep. And later to come find out it snapped it. I thought it was just a stinger. I finished the television match and I thought it would go away on its own. And then I was told at a later date that I'd missed the grace period and it would never come back and I'll have to live with this injury the rest of my life. So not only did I not have the strength, it looked terrible because it atrophied and went up. And I was told by regular doctors that it was unrepairable. The injury is now 15 years old and I didn't think there'd be any hope. And then a gentleman said he had a friend who came to see Dr. Smith and he had a bicep tear and it was rolled up, and he said the injury was about 2 years old and the PRP helped him. So I said, well, you know what, I have nothing to lose. I don't have a tricep, so if it doesn't work, I still don't have a tricep. But if Dr. Smith can help me with this new therapy and I get some of it back or all of it back, that's better than I have now. So I scheduled an appointment and we did our first treatment and I started to notice a difference. I've done, up to date, 3 procedures now. And we're going up and down the arm and I've noticed a tremendous change. My strength's come back. After the second procedure, I was doing a rear delt, and when I did it, I felt like a pop. And it wasn't a bad pop, it was a good pop. And then when I got off the machine, I could start flexing that muscle. So the first time in 15 years, I'm getting a flex, a reaction to when I straighten my arm out.
If you think PRP might help you, please make an appointment to see Dr. Kathleen Smith. Other treatments at Ultimate U include anti-aging therapy, hormone replacement treatment, weight loss, and medical marijuana evaluations. More information about these treatments and the addition of exciting new specialties can be found at our website at www.ultimateumed.com.